Fair use. Fair use. I got inspired. I was going to move on with my day, but I got inspired to do this video. Heard about this last night, and then I kind of like forgot about it. I just saw Blood Boxing do a quick video about this. Look, man, I'm like, you know what? I got to come on here and talk about this. I have to come on here, and I got to talk about this shit right here. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook and everyone watching on YouTube. I put the copyright thing just in case, right? That's why I put it up there. Fair use. That's right. Fair use. Now, let's move on. I'm about to play some, man. Let me tell you something. Now, this is not the first video I've ever made about Mayweather whining and crying that he's not considered number one and all this other nonsense. Okay? But I'm just going to play some of this, react to it, and then we'll go from there. I haven't done one of these in a while, so let's go ahead and do one of these.
When I sit back and look, because you keep always hearing, who's the best at this weight, who's the best at that weight, and it was crazy that someone sent me something about the best welterweights, right? Mm-hmm. And then they had Ray Leonard number one, and I said before, he was the guy that paved the way for myself.
Man, it's crazy that somebody sent me somebody list. You know who sent Mayweather this list? Okay, one of his bootlickers sent him one of his fucking lists. Okay, hey, look, champ, they got Ray Leonard ranked above you. Man, what a shame. What a bunch of bullshit. This ain't right. Look at you. Can you believe the audacity of having Ray Leonard over you? I mean, he lost. You didn't lose. And a story, right? That's basically, that's the rationale that I'm given. That's the rationale I'm supposed to believe. That's the rationale that I'm supposed to run with. Fuck you. How about that? Got no filter on this shit.
But then how can you have a guy that's ranked number one when his first loss was to a light, which was Roberto Duran? And then they also talked about me facing Marquez, which as I said, the catch weight which was 144. But this same guy, Marquez, who knocked out the number 3 ranked welterweight, because they had Pacquiao ranked number 3 at welterweight, but he got knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez.
Oh my fucking God! I hate inaccuracies. All right? I mean, holy shit. He does this shit with Ali in the Spinks loss. Well, he lost to a guy with 8 fights, no, mention of the rematch, no mention of, the fact that Ali was, way past his prime. None of that. No perspective. When it's about him, all the perspective in the world. Okay? Oh, but he lost to Duran, bro. We lost to Duran, and then I beat Marquez, and they give me no credit for Marquez. And God damn, the tears are real. And Pacquiao was ranked number 3, and he knocked out Pacquiao. He knocked out Pacquiao in the 4th fight, dude. You fought Marquez in 2009. Who the fuck are you shitting? You're 5-6 years apart. I mean, goddamn, dude. Oh, he lost to lightweight. He lost to lightweight. Like, it's only Roberto Duran, bro. All right? Who he beat in the rematch in the 3rd fight. Who went on to move up even more in weight and beat Iran Barkley, go 15 rounds with Hagler. I didn't see you do what Duran did, Floyd. I didn't see you go to middleweight. And believe me, there was no fucking hagglers around. I saw no hagglers around. None. Zero. Chicano Prophet, A-Rod, saludos. And you didn't make the catch weight. It was the catch weight at 140. You didn't make the weight. You paid the penalty for it. You forgot about that little fact. I usually wouldn't care, right? But you're trying to pat yourself in the back for something you really didn't do. All right? You didn't make the weight, bruh. All right? You paid Marquez a penalty for it. The fuck out of here. He's still whining and crying. The whining and the crying is unbearable.
Basically, he was too small for me, but he wasn't too small for Pacquiao. So it's crazy how all these ratings go, nowadays. And of course, the fighters are going to always. Fighters are always going to say, "Oh, I would have done this, I would have done that," and this should be right here. Like people like a lot of these so-called boxing experts.
I don't even know what the fuck that meant. What does that even mean? None of that meant anything. It seems like he's trying to find what to say, but I don't know what he said. I don't know what he meant. Phenom International Boxing, I appreciate the support. Much appreciated. What does that even mean? And what is this list, by the way? It just sounds like somebody sent him the list to piss him off or something. And now he's ranting about it on Fight Hype.
These so-called boxing experts, it's just crazy how these guys are experts. But if you're an expert, you got to really, really do your homework before you.
Well, I mean, you're not doing your homework. Tell everybody else to do their homework, right? But you're not doing your homework. You're telling everybody to do your homework. Like, you're not excused from saying things that are wrong just because you were a professional boxer. That doesn't excuse you, so excuse me. In the context that he said, well, Marcus had knocked out Pacquiao. No, he ended up knocking out Pacquiao later on. Okay? Down the line he did. But at that time, right, he had not knocked him out. And you did not make the 144 agreed to catch weight, which I don't even think it's that big of a deal. But you just stop patting yourself in the back for doing something you didn't do. Right? Stop mentioning the fact that it was 144 when you didn't even make the weight. Okay? That's factually inaccurate. And someone who does their homework and knows what the fuck he's talking about, like D-style boxing, is going to point that out. Okay? And you don't want shit just pointed out.
His first loss, rank number 3 at welterweight, but he got knocked out by Juan and Will Marquez. They try to say that basically he was too small for me, but he wasn't too small for Pacquiao. So it's crazy how all these ratings go, nowadays. And of course, the fighters are going to always.
Look at this part.
Fighters are always going to say, "Oh, I would have done this, I would have done that," and this should be right here. Like people like a lot of these so-called.
I don't know what he fucking means by that. A lot of fighters are going to say, I would have done this, I would have done that. I would have been like, what does that even mean? He knew it was going nowhere, so he changed the subject. It's crazy how these experts, watch.
Boxing experts. These so-called boxing experts. It's just crazy how these guys are experts. But, if you're an expert, you got.
God damn it, these experts. It's crazy how these experts, these so-called experts, it's crazy how these guys are experts, but, they're experts.
Really, really do your homework before you speak on certain subjects about boxing. I think so. But everybody Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. What else can I say?
I mean, are people entitled to their own opinion or not? So if somebody thinks Sugar Ray Leonard is the best welterweight of all time, then if everyone's entitled to their own opinion, why the fuck are you even in this fight hype interview? Why is it a big deal? Why are you mad about it? Usually when someone says everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but it doesn't really mean that they believe that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Very rarely.
I mean, yeah, they're entitled to their own opinion, but at the same time, like what exactly are they looking at when they're coming up with these lists?
Oh, you're gonna get slaughtered, dude.
And you know, creating these opinions. I mean, numbers don't lie. You've said it. You know, a lot of people say it. And just looking at your record, you know, obviously 50-0, but I think you fought like 20 or 21 world champions, and I don't know how many Hall of Famers you've beaten. I mean, you were able to accomplish that in like 50 fights. And when
you got guys like my thing.
Oh my fucking God! That's one of the most disgusting. Some of you dudes and what you're willing to do to get exclusives is unbelievable to me. It's like, do you need this interview this bad? Do you need exclusives from Floyd Mayweather this bad? Sean Hannity doesn't lick Trump's fucking balls that bad. My fucking God, that was disgusting. To watch a grown man do that is disgusting. Yeah, man, you know, and then he's like, rah, rah. Everybody has a right to an opinion. Rah, rah. I'm a parent. Rah. You said 50, you know. Rah. Bunch of fucking, first of all, he's a parrot. Rah, like you said, rah. 25 world champions, rah. If Floyd already said it, why the fuck you got to repeat it? Just say, yes, I agree. And is this an interview or the fuck? What is this? Like you're interviewing him and being his hype man at the same fucking time. Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. What the fuck is this? Rah, you said, rah, 22 world champions. Rah. Bunch of fucking parrots. That was disgusting. Do you need an exclusive Floyd Mayweather interview that fucking bad? Do you need it that bad? That was fucking disgusting. Oh, yeah, Floyd. I mean, like you said, right? I mean, you beat 24 world champion. You're the man, Floyd. Ain't nobody better than you, Floyd. I mean, shit, you went 50-0. You did the shit in 50 fights. You know what I mean? And then you fought 25 world champs, something that never been done. Numbers don't lie, like you said. You know what I mean? Like you said, 25. Shut the fuck up. All right? How about that? How about you shut the fuck up and stop embarrassing yourself? This shit's disgusting. All right? Stop embarrassing your fucking self. I mean, goddamn, dude. What is he paying you to be his fucking... I mean, this is crazy. You're his parrot. You're his hype man. Okay? You're his bootlicker, like all at once. All at once. This is embarrassing.
Sometimes when I speak, I just speak from the heart, and I speak the truth. You know, and sometimes...
Anytime somebody has to tell you they speak the truth, it usually means they don't speak the truth. When they go out of their way, let me tell you something. I got to be real honest with you right now. When I speak the truth. Why are you speaking the truth? Why the fuck you gotta tell me you're speaking the truth? I don't know, but D-Style. Take it easy on them, D-Style. You know what I mean?
It's just crazy how these guys are experts. Guys, like my thing is this. Sometimes when I speak, I just speak from the heart and I speak the truth. You know, and sometimes people feel like speaking the truth is arrogant or kind. I just speak from the heart. And I don't knock no fighter. I just speak facts. Whereas you see a lot of fighters had to have 107 fights. And they said, well, he great because he was 109 in 4.
Man, let me tell you something, bro. Floyd's a hater, bro. Okay? That's what he is. Well, what's the need? Like, sure, Leonard didn't have over 100 fights, so why is he talking about fighters with over 100 fights? Well, why is that even coming up in this discussion? Oh, this guy's 109 and 4. I mean, you could. He doesn't know off the top of his head Ray Robinson's record, right? But I mean, it's obviously it's a dig at those guys. That's what that is. And he's talking about he only speaking facts. We're gonna go over the facts, but let me listen to a little more of this.
You know, out of the 109 and 4, he could have had 80 knockouts. Well, who did he beat in those fights? If I accomplished more than what he's accomplished in 50 fights, then, you know, I mean, he was working harder and I was working smarter.
Can't have it both ways, bruh. Can't have it both ways.
It's always about working smarter. And then a lot of times they say, okay, if you just look, they say, well, every time I fight a guy, they say, oh, man, if a guy is crazy, like when I fought, may he rest in peace, Gennaro Hernandez, when I was 21, and he was, I think he was like 31 or 32. When I fought him, they said that he had too much experience for me. But then when I fought the fight, then they said he was over the hill. But then when
Ain't nobody say that, bro. He's fucking lying. Are there some fans that were saying that? Sure, but that wasn't the narrative. Shut the fuck up. And nobody would. No, it's not true. All right, there was nothing but positive vibes. Okay, when Mayweather beat Renato Hernandez. Okay, stop this nonsense. This whole like, oh, nobody, everybody wants to give Ray Leonard and Robinson all the credit, but I get no credit. I get no credit at all. God damn. Not giving the legends credit, you, Floyd. You're the one not giving them credit. First of all, I gone over this shit multiple times. All right? Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook and those watching on YouTube as well, man. Shout out to you guys. All right? I am trying to understand this, guys. All right? So excuse me while I try to understand. All right? Get a drink off the fridge here. I'm trying to understand all this right now is what I'm trying to do. Floyd Mayweather is going out of his way to trash every other fighter. And he always starts off with, I got nothing but respect for the fighters of the past. And I'm not here to trash nobody. And I'm not here to trash people that paved the way. And I'm not here to this. I'm not here to that. Yet, all we see is Floyd Mayweather crying, bitching, and complaining. That's all we see. Car King on here, Military Misfits, bodybuilding. How's it going? Like, here's a reality. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was a very, very good fighter. Extremely talented. His defense was unbelievable. He's one of the best fighters to ever do it. But he's not the best to ever do it. Not the best. And him saying, well, I'm undefeated, it just isn't like good enough. It's not. Who the fuck he fight at welterweight that you could compare to Roberto Duran? Who? Are you going to make me do it? Are you going to make me pull out the fucking box rec? I'm not the guy, but you're going to make me do it. Who the fuck he fight at welterweight that you compare to Roberto Duran? Who? Are you going to compare Marquez to Roberto Duran now? Victor Ortiz, Chua, Carlos Baldomir. A Pacquiao that just came off getting knocked the fuck out. You should have fought him when he didn't get knocked out. Oh, but it wasn't his fault. Well, too bad. Because now we're comparing legacies. It matters. It matters once we're comparing legacies. And I want to be throwing shots at guys like Sugar Ray Robinson. And dude, that dude from Fight Hype, disgusting, bro. Like Floyd's talking to, that's right. Yeah, you tell him, Floyd. Like, dude, like you're interviewing the guy. Like you said, Floyd, numbers don't lie and all this other nonsense. You're right, numbers don't lie. They don't. So let's talk numbers then. You want to talk numbers and how numbers don't lie and okay, fine. Which number is higher? 1 or 4? 4, right? It's 4 times larger than 1. Is it easier to win a world championship if there's only 1 champion or 4 champions? Better yet, 5 champions if you count the regular belts. Sometimes even 6 and 7 if you include interim belts. If we go to the definition of champion, all right, pull it up. Let's pull up the definition of champion. Fuck it. I mean, let's see if we can find an evidence of the champion here. All right? No, that's not the definition I want because that's not what we're talking about. Hold on, guys. All right. I don't know why it's giving me this stupid website that I do not want. I mean, holy shit. Right. Yo. Why do I keep getting pop-ups here, bro? God damn, bro. All right. Fuck it. We'll roll with this one. We'll roll with this one. All right. We'll go with this one. I like this one. Check it out. All right. Let's, you see, let's play filling in the blank. Let's play this game. I should do this game a lot with you guys, okay? So we're going to play this game, okay? So when someone makes a claim, like if you say something, right, can you replace the meaning of the word in that same sentence and will it still make sense? So if Mayweather says, I beat 25 world champion. Now, notice how they always leave out reigning champion. They never say that. So beating a reigning champion, it doesn't matter. Like when they say 25, they include guys who were reigning champions, guys who were, what the hell is this? All right. Guys who were reigning champions, guys that eventually won a championship, guys that used to have a championship. They include all that, by the way. By the way, if you do it that way, it's only a matter of time before somebody breaks that record. It's only a matter of time, especially in this era where they keep adding more belts and shit. And I don't want to hear, by the way, no, but Floyd did it when there was only 4 belts. Yeah, well, when you're crying about that, then talk to me. All right? I'm going to remind you. Oh, man. So check it out. A person who has defeated all opponents in competition or a series of competitions so as to hold first place, the heavyweight boxing champion. I don't know, man. They got to update this. They got to update that. It doesn't mean that anymore. Not in boxing. All right. But hey, let's go with that. Did Floyd Mayweather Jr. beat 25 people who have defended all opponents in competition or a series of competitions so as to hold first place? Did he do that? Did Floyd Mayweather do that? Since we're talking facts. Since we're talking, FAX. Has Floyd Mayweather done that? By the way, this is it's the same definition in the Oxford Dictionary. I just couldn't pull it up. Okay. It's the exact same wording. I've done it before. Has he done that? Because we could play semantics all day. We could play these semantics all fucking day. So when this fight hype dude is like, yeah, Floyd, I mean, like you said, Floyd, I mean, you beat, you beat all these, 25 world champions. The facts don't lie. Okay. So Floyd Mayweather beat 25 former world champions. The facts don't lie. Why is it really a fact? Because we're throwing the word around, the word champion, a little too loosely. Like if anyone who's objective and reasonable, is Andre Berto, was he relevant when Floyd fought him? No. Was he a former world champion? Yes, with the WBC. But was Andre Berto really at any point of his career a person that had defeated all opponents in competition in a series of competitions as to hold first place? Was he ever that guy? Was he ever like that dude? Oh, no, but these style. You got to give it to him. I mean, 25 world champions, bro. Ali didn't do that. That one gets to me, man. Like, oh, not even Ali did that. What? Ali was the champion. Okay? In order for Ali to beat this record, he would have to have lost like 25 times and then beat the guy in the rematch. Don't you understand how pathetic you sound? That when you know this shit, like, in other words, this record's so stupid that if you become undisputed champion, okay, and you beat contender after contender after contender, they never become champion because you, the champion, prevent them from becoming champion. Oh, but he didn't beat this many champions. Because he beat them! This is a scapegoat, okay, to take the attention off the fact that the quality of fighters were pathetic compared to, all right, what a lot of the legends in the past fought. All right? Compared to. I'm not here to say that the guys he fought were pathetic. Right? Fanon Eddie Alem. Fanon Sonia, how's it going, Fanon? That's like comparing Calvin Johnson breaking the single season touchdown record in 16 games, even though the previous record holder Jerry Rice did it in 12 games. That's a good way to put it. Not to mention the rule changes. Not to mention that the league became more of a pass-friendly league, and these guys. I mean, they just touch a receiver nowadays and they throw a flag in the air, like shit like that. Not to mention all that, but yeah. Imagine a world where, in the future, at some point, a football team is able to pick and choose their opponents, and they don't even have to face the best team in the Super Bowl. There's like 4 or 5 different Super Bowl champs every year. Like, imagine that this alternative universe where we have 4 to 5 Super Bowl champions, right? And then there's a team that's bragging about how they've beaten the most Super Bowl champions in the last 10 years than any other team in history. This is how ridiculous it sounds. All right? It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Imagine an alternative universe where you have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but up to 5 or 6 different NBA final champions. And in the span of 20 years, you have a team bragging about how they've beaten the most NBA champions than any other team in history. Just imagine that. Imagine one of those teams like bashing the Jazz because they couldn't beat the Bulls. Well, at least we're champions. The Jazz never became champion. They couldn't beat the Bulls. Yeah, bro, but there's like 5 champions now. It's not the same thing. It's not. It's hard to imagine because it's ridiculous, but that's exactly what we do in boxing. It's what we do. Oh, no, but Batista, you don't understand, bro. Batista, bro, you don't understand. 25 world champions, bro. First of all, that wasn't 25 reigning world champions. Second of all, man, many of those dudes just held the fucking belt at some point. They weren't the man in the division at any point in their career. Not Ortiz, not Berto, not any of those motherfuckers. All right? So you got to chill with that shit. Could you just imagine a world where there's a basketball team, right? And they unify against 3 other NBA champs, and they call themselves, like we're 5-time NBA champions in 1 year. Not even the Bulls could have done that. They only won 1 a year. This is the type of nonsense and how pathetic. This is the pathetic state we are when we're talking numbers and so-called facts and all this other shit and all this other crap. Well, I'm just here to speak facts, bro. I mean, I beat the most world champions. No, you didn't. Shut the fuck up. Okay? You know that saying, sometimes even fact isn't true. Okay? Because you could say it's a fact that these guys were world champion, by just by the mere fact that they're called a champion. But they're not the same type. It's not the same definition of what a champion was, all right, in the 50s, the 60s, the 40s. It just isn't. It's not the same thing. Not even the 80s. Because even when we had 3 main sanctioning bodies, It was WA, the WC, and then the IBF came out. You know, the WBO popped out of nowhere, and then now you have the IBO to trying to squeeze their way in, and now you have regular champions, super champions, diamond champions. You got fucking, you know, it's just what is it? Franchise champions. You got so many champions, and then you got like, especially if you're talking about dudes from the 50s, you double the amount of weight classes. All right. So not only do you have like 5-6 champions per division, you have like double the amount of weight classes. But we have people with the audacity of comparing any motherfucker today to like a fucking Henry Armstrong. A dude that ran he ran 3 fucking divisions. Almost 4. And there wasn't 5 fucking champions per division. All right? They weren't separated by 3 fucking pounds. You couldn't go like take a shit in the restroom, come back, and you could make the weight class below you. It wasn't like a thing. Let me read some of these comments. Ali was so much of the man, even when you beat him, he was still considered the man to beat. Yeah, Bakar King. Mayweather has some gripe with Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't know why. Because many consider him better. Yeah, I guess he is insecure. I don't know why, but hey. Let me tell you something, man. Let me just tell you guys this right away. Right? He's definitely insecure. But he wants to brag about how he works smarter, not harder. You know, there's video footage of Mayweather bragging about how he took, you know, that he knew how to build guys up to then, you know, make people think there's somebody, and so he could tear them down. And, you know, there's video footage of him bragging about, you know, being a good businessman and taking lesser risks for a higher reward and all that shit. So that's all good and dandy. And it got you what you wanted. You make the most money out of any boxer in history. That's true. Even with inflation, that's true. It's not as far-fetched with inflation, but it's still true, though. Right? Well, good for you. So now you could use your dollar bills and all those stacks of hundreds that you carry around. You could use those to wipe your tears about it then. All right? You said that's what it was about, right? It's about making the most money in history. Well, that's your legacy. You're the guy that made the most money in the history of boxing. I'm not saying it's I'm not saying it's bad or anything. But you can't get mad when, you know, people, you know, don't give you much props. I mean, like here's the reality, guys. I remember being here on YouTube saying, why doesn't Mayweather fight Sergio Martinez? Sergio Martinez was not a big middleweight. He could have won that fight. He would have been a middleweight world champion. And guess what? That would have been the world championship. He didn't do it. Even after it was suspected he had issues with his knees, he wouldn't do it. Cotto moves up and beats him, and he wants some like de facto credit for it. Oh, come on. Cotto beat him. I beat Cotto. Therefore, well, that's not the way it works. All right? That's like giving the NFL team credit for unifying with all the division champs and the conference champ and the Super Bowl, only to call them undisputed NFL champions. Absolutely. I'm glad he brought up the NFL, and I'm glad he worded it that way, because that's basically what we got in boxing right now. All right? Just like the NFL has the West, South, the North, the East, and all that, right? Just like they got that. Just like they got that, bro. That's what we got. That's what a world champion, like when like the WBC guy, you know, that's the North. You know what I mean? Or the South. You know, the WBA, that's you know, that's the East, and the West is, you know, whoever. Like, my point is, that's what we got right now. And that's what I'll end it with. This is D-Style Boxing. Share this video. I'm out, guys. Peace.